Hey guys, what's up? I'm Solar Witch Tarot. It's a pleasure to meet all of you. I know you've guys been waiting for my YouTube to come up, so I at least wanted to start off with an intro so you guys could truly get to know me a little bit. My name is Miranda. I am 22 years old. I am still a baby. I'm legal age, but I'm still a baby. If you're curious about my signs, I am Sun in Taurus. My moon is Aquarius, and my rising is Leo. If you don't know what that means, basically, so your sun is basically your zodiac sign, your main zodiac sign, which is mine's Taurus. That's my core zodiac sign. And then your Aquarius is basically where you get in your feels, which mine is Aquarius. Makes sense. I'm a very emotional person. And then rising is how people see you. So normally people see me as like a Leo. Sometimes I can be like tough on the outside, but in reality, if you know me, I'm like literally one of the sweetest people you can know. Sorry if I keep looking to the side. I do have little notes for me so I can do this decently, so forgive me. The reason why I started tarot, so I have a couple stories for you. So we'll actually start with the beginning. So like originally, the way I actually got into spiritual stuff in general was because of my ex. At that time I had like a lot of back problems and a lot of stuff going on medically, and my partner, she told me to like get into crystals, and I'm like, that's weird. Like, I was always open to it, but I was just like, huh. And I'm like, you know what, I'm not gonna judge, I'm gonna see how it works personally and then go from there. Which she gave me a clear quartz, which basically that can give you positive energy, keeps away negative energy, and obviously can help with medical things. And yeah, when I had the crystal on me, I never had any problems. I'm like, this is weird. Like I've never not had back pain. And when I was talking to her about it, she was like, because I'm not carrying that with me now, I'm starting to get injured, like I'm getting cuts here and there, stuff like that. Well, it's also a different scenario when you're always carrying the crystals around you and then you stop using them, because you'll notice a big difference. That's why I always personally try to carry crystals on me wherever I go. Even if it's just simple as like having bracelets or like rings, or even necklaces too. But yeah, anyways, moving forward, I remember like one of my first like kind of spiritual things that happened to me was that I was in the crystal store with my partner, and I'm like, whoa, something feels weird. And she's like, what do you mean? And I'm like, I feel like something's really drawing me in, like if someone's like grabbing my shirt and pulling me forward. And I felt drawn to a crystal, and it turned out to be my crystal ball I have in the back. I can show you guys a different day, but she kept calling me crazy and all that, and then I asked to see the crystal ball, and when the lady took it out and I was holding it and then I gave it to my partner, she was like, holy crap, so much of your energy is in this crystal ball, no wonder why you felt drawn to it. And the weird thing is, I actually had dreams about it, which is kind of crazy, like literally me meditating with the ball. So that was one little story there to get you started with my spiritual journey. The second one is actually kind of crazy. So I was still with my partner at the time, and we went to a Halloween party. Our friend's mom wanted to talk. I wasn't sure if it was to both of us or just one of us. But she's like, oh yeah, I just want to tell you something. And I'm like, yeah, what's up? And she's like, well, I just want you to know that in the future, you are gonna be with this girl for a bit. I don't know how long, I can't guarantee that, but you guys are gonna be together for a while, which I think we ended up being together for 2 years. Yeah. Anyways, she told me that I was gonna start my business, or a business, and the profile icon was gonna be an eye, which I'm like, huh, that's really weird. And I'm like, okay. And I mean, I never really thought of it until recently, actually, because if you follow me on my Instagram, I recently did make a new profile picture. I really did like how it came out. It's just like on Instagram it's really dark and you can really see anything because I drew myself, and then I had like tarot cards, and then I had like Solar Witch Tarot on the bottom, and there was like a couple butterflies, but then I'm like, I'm not feeling this and it's not showing up well, so it's not making me too happy right now. And I ended up drawing, since I have it right here, I can show you. I mean, this is a sketch of it. Like, you have, I mean, I know it's reversed, but you have the Eye of Ra, and then you have the sun in the background, and then you have wings. So, and then you have like the Solar Witch Tarot, like, name right there. So I ended up drawing that, and I was like, oh my god, like, and I instantly remembered that story, or that memory, I should say. And I even contacted our friend's mom, or yeah, my friend's mom, and she was like, yeah, that's literally what I was talking about. And as you will learn in like a spiritual journey, everything happens within divine timing. And I at least was either a freshman or a sophomore, so this happened at least, god, 6 years ago maybe? About that. So that shows you, like, things definitely don't happen like within a few minutes. Hey. Sorry, my cat's being a pain in the ass. Anyways, but yeah, that happened. And now to continue on to another story, which actually leads to how I get into tarot. It's just like those small stories kind of lead into it. It's kind of like putting the pieces into the puzzle kind of deal. So, so the other one is that I went to Salem. I think I got this reading because I was really heartbroken at the time. I don't think more so romance-wise. I think it was like because I lost my friends, and like they were so close to me. Like we literally did everything together and spent every day together, like every day. So what ended up happening is I went in, and the reader looked at me and she's like, what's wrong? And I'm like, what do you mean? Like, I literally seemed fine like this, but I wasn't showing it on the inside. And she's like, you seems like you're shattered. And I'm like, I haven't even gotten a reading from you and you already know I'm fucking broken right now. But I did get a reading with her, and I was asking her about my career because originally my plan was to make a graphic novel, and because I'm an artist, as you can tell, and just from the little sketch, I mean, but that's one of my dreams still. I still plan to make comics. And she's like, yeah, your comics will go really far for you. And then she's like, but I also have another thing in mind too. And I'm like, what is that? And she told me I could be a tarot reader. She even told me she could see me working in the shop that I was getting read at during the moment. And I'm like, wow, really? And she's like, yeah, if you wanted to go down this path, I could see you being very intelligent in this pathway. And I'm like, that's crazy. So that got me into tarot, and I bought my first deck, which was this deck right here, Egyptian Oracle. Of course, at the time when I was starting to get into tarot, I didn't know the difference between Oracle and tarot, but now I obviously do, and we can talk about that stuff more in a different video. But yeah, and also I finally started my Insta, which was literally the beginning of like the coronavirus, which is when I started taking tarot seriously. Like, before I took it seriously, I would just like shuffle the cards, mess with it. I would always do it with my friends just for fun. I never really thought of anything of it, and then I put it back down again. And I stopped until literally the virus, because for some odd reason I felt drawn to do it during the virus. And I'm like, you know what? Don't knock it till you try it. And I ended up being really good at it. And to the point I'm now on YouTube. Right now, I'm at 454, I believe, for my count for followers, which I love all of you guys. And yeah, I mean, like, at first, obviously, I didn't get, like, a lot of likes or anything, but, like, things started to change and escalate really fast, which, I mean, guaranteed I've been manifesting it, so, like, you know, thank you for everything, but also, like, it's me pushing every day. Even if I don't feel the greatest, I'll still at least try to get a little reading in. I'm always posting every single day. It's the best I can, even if I have work. Because obviously I have a job while I'm trying to become full-time with tarot, because I don't want to go down the tarot route and then not have any money to support myself, especially when I'm trying to become an adult and, you know, get a car and stuff like that. So I want to make sure I can still afford things. I mean, guaranteed, if I could just leave my job and do tarot full time, I would do that in like that. But yeah, so that's the story for that. Yeah, so I actually started my Insta March on the 8th. Yeah, or May. Why did I say March? Yeah, May 8th. So to continue, sorry, my tripod is on my desk, so that's why it's really wobbly. And also sorry for my background. I eventually plan to move around my room so you can at least have a decent background and it doesn't look like trash in the background and everything. But your girl's working on it. I try to come up with prepared questions on the side so I wouldn't seem like a dummy of what I'm doing right now. So why Solar Witch Tarot? So originally, if you did for some odd reason follow me on here before I became Solar Witch Tarot, I was I was Soul Tiger X, which I was trying to be a gamer on YouTube. Didn't work out too great. But that's fine. Everything happens for a reason, you know. Sorry, my voice. But soul is how I think of the sun, and also represents Ra. And so that's why I want to include that in there. So solar meaning the sun, and then witch tarot, obviously. I wanted something to be simple and easy to remember, but yet still have a definition of me. Yeah, want something easy to remember. And I mean, yeah, fun fact, I literally have an Egyptian sleeve that I got. I have Ra, Anubis, and Isis. Well, that's something I can also talk about. So, I've always been drawn to Egyptian mythology, even when I was a kid. Like, I don't even remember what grade this was, but I remember, like, us talking about, like, the pyramids and the deities and, like, everything about King Tut and everything, and I was just so, like, intrigued. Like, I'm like, oh my god, this is so cool, like, this is insane. And, like, seeing all the hieroglyphics, like, I just loved everything about it. And, like, I remember being younger too. Also, I'm not sure if you guys ever saw this movie, but I was obsessed with the movie Prince of Egypt. I absolutely loved it as a kid. But the reason why I'm drawn to Ra and Anubis, I'll at least start with those two. which a little bit of a trigger warning because I'm letting you guys know I'm straight up honest. I've been through a lot in my life, and you know, I've gotten to the point where I can easily talk about things. They're not easy subjects, but it doesn't faze me as much, so I can easily tell you it. But yeah, trigger warning to anyone, because like literally I have anxiety, depression, PTSD, you can name it. I have a good amount of those. But so let me try to think. So basically with Ra, he is the creator. He is known as the sun god. He is the god that created everything in this world. So, I mean, guaranteed for me, spiritual wise, I'm still trying to figure out where I am, but I'm definitely like drawn to the Egyptian mythology. I'm not sure if I completely 100% believe in it, but those three gods do hold close to my heart, so that's why I'm saying all this stuff, and hence why I have a sleeve of them. But I'm still on the spiritual range because I'm trying to figure everything out. But anyways, yeah, Ra is known as the creator. He created everything on this world. He came down literally as an egg, and then boom, he was there. How he came as an egg and what put him on there, I don't know. Like, that's still like trying to be figured out kind of deal. But Ra is the definition of light. He's like the definition of like positivity in this world. So always as a kid and still today, I'm just this bright, shiny personality. I always want to help people. I'm always like wanting to lend a hand. I just love making people smile. Even as a kid, like my favorite thing was to make everyone smile. Like, I didn't know how to make myself smile. The only way for me to be happy was I made others happy. I'm not even like joking about that. Like, I literally had to make others happy and seeing them like physically smile. I'm like, oh my god, I did a good thing, so that made me happy. That's how I made myself happy. So that's why I feel really drawn to him. And then Anubis. So, if you don't know who Anubis is he is the traveler for judgment. He helps people through, well, he helps with mummification. He helps with the afterlife. So he helps figure out if you should go to the higher ups or the lower half. Meaning like, basically like heaven, hell kind of thing. But at one point, or there was points in my life where I didn't want to be alive. And I know this is getting dark real fast, so sorry. Yeah, another trigger warning like right here. But even as a kid, I had a really rough childhood. Like, I don't know how old I was, but I basically had a mentally abusive stepfather. And I had him, he was my stepfather for like 3-4 years, maybe 5, I don't know. But he made me so insecure in myself. Like, even as a child, I didn't know the concept of suicide, but I didn't want to be alive, basically. And it made me have a lot of insecurities that I do today. So he was fat shaming, he didn't want me to draw, he didn't want me to be creative because he kept claiming I kept copying everyone. But when you're a kid, you want to draw things that you enjoy. Like, even if you're not a good artist, you're like, ooh, Mario, like, let me draw Mario because he's really cool. It's not you're trying to copy the concept and claim it yours, you know what I mean? You're a fucking kid, you just want to draw. Anyways, but yeah, he was just really abusive, and like, he even at a point like threw a knife at me when I was a kid. So yeah, I literally feared for my life. it was heavy. And then when I first broke up with my ex, my first girlfriend, it was really rough. I'm not gonna go into details because, I'm gonna respect her. The past is in the past, but it really did hurt me a lot. And I remember at the time my mom was drunk, sadly, and my anxiety, like, I never felt such bad anxiety before. This was when I guess the concept of anxiety like really settled in with me. And I literally felt my whole body shake, and I was like, if I don't have someone near me, I know that this isn't gonna end well. So I literally end up calling someone so I wouldn't go down that path, because not only I didn't know it was, like, not only I didn't want it to be the end of my time, but I felt like I still have to do something in this world. So that's why I'm still here. And that's also why I feel drawn to Anubis, is like, not only he works with the dead, but he carries the Ankh with him, which is the little symbol of rebirth, which I definitely had a rebirth. Like, I thought I've lost hope over everything, and all my brightness was crumbled into pieces, and I thought it was gonna be in the end, but I still had that little bit of faith in me to keep pushing, and had that little call so I could keep going, which I'm happy I did. So that's why I feel really close to Ra and Anubis, because, Anubis being guided to help me through that process and being like, no, it's definitely not your time yet. And then having the light of Ra bringing me back in, being like, you need to step up your stuff. I know it's difficult, but you need to step it up. So that's why those two are really important to me. Like, they're complete opposites, but they work hand in hand together. And then Isis, she is the goddess of love. And I mean, I am, like, basically, apparently this is how my mom explained to me when I was a kid, that my kindergartners explained to me that when I was little, I was so lovable that apparently I reminded them of a doll that had like a string on the back of them, and if you pull it, it said I love you kind of thing. Like, that's how they described me. Like, I'm just a very nurturing person. I just always have love for people, even if you do me dirty. Like, I mean, guaranteed, if you push me, like, obviously, like my old stepdad did, then yeah, no, it's not gonna be there. But, like, example, like my ex, I'm still gonna always be there for her, even if what she'd done to me. Like, that's just a person that's just me as a person. I'm just a very caring, nurturing person, because I know there's already so much hatred and so much negativity in this world that there's no need for me to add into it. If anything, I want to be a healer. And I mean, it's kind of funny because as a gamer, if I play any RPGs, I like being in the mages, so I can not only attack, but I can heal people. So I can protect my people as well as heal them, which makes a lot of sense. So there's that. And let's probably get into what to expect from my channel. So I'm not sure how much I will upload, only because I am a supervisor at my work, so it depends on how much I can upload, and it also depends on my anxiety too, which I know that's kind of like what to say, but like, the fact that I'm doing this decently, I'm at least proud of myself for that, because like, I always get nervous thinking I'm gonna mess up in front of you guys, that I'm gonna like trip over my words or like be like so spaced out, not knowing what to say in the moment. So that I'm always like, oh, I don't want to look stupid on camera kind of thing. But at this point, I'm just like, you know what? I just need to jump in for this. I just need to go for it, and I mean, hopefully you guys will like it. But yeah, what to expect from this channel is I'm at least hoping I can post hopefully maybe once a week. I haven't done an actual pick a pile with video, so I don't know how well that's gonna work out. I know that some people use like editing apps and stuff like that, so there's definitely something that I'll figure out in order so I can do it. So I'll definitely do pick a piles because everyone loves my pick a piles. If you haven't met me through Insta, because I figured that's why you'd probably be here if you just randomly came across this, well, my Instagram is Solar Witch Tarot, same as my lovely YouTube, but I do a pick a pile on there every day. I'm trying to post more on TikTok. I don't post there too much, sadly, which is weird because it would take so much like easier time. It's literally 16 seconds to 60 seconds. But yeah, can definitely expect pick a piles. And I mean, people are asking for spell work and stuff for healing. I am going, if anything, I'm gonna go today to buy more books because I don't want to give the wrong information. Like, when I give you guys things, I want to be 100% sure that it will work for you, that it will be good information for you, so you can take in and know that this will not only be safe, this will work, and you'll be guaranteed 100%, you know? It's just, I know with spells, typically you need supplies. Like, I remember back in the day being like, oh my god, I want to do spell work, but I would be lazy. You can't be lazy. Like, example, like, if you're doing like a love spell, like, you probably need like rose petals, you need like maybe like either like a bag or like a jar, and like maybe you need some rose quartz in there, maybe you need a bit of cinnamon, like you need different things in order to create it. Which I want to be able to do this stuff for you guys. So that's something that will definitely come in the future. Another thing is I actually wanted to get into charms. So normally with the readings, obviously you can read with tarot, but you can read with charms too. So like each charm can have like a different meaning. Like, example, like probably like, let me see, because I have a couple of charms already because I've been it just started recently collecting. Like, example, Harley Quinn. So obviously when you think of Harley Quinn, I believe she's DC. I don't want to get that wrong. Do not come for me. I know I'm a nerd, but I can't think of the top of my head. I know there's a big difference between the two. Yes, she is DC. Okay, thank God. It took me a second. But example, if I did pull, like, if that charm did come out, most likely your person is really into, example, we were doing a love reading. Your person is into DC. They're a nerd. They like conventions. Like, that's what it would tell me about it. Or maybe they just really into comics. So that's how the charms come into play, and it dives deeper into more details, like last minute details for the reading. I actually got, for the charms that actually inspired me was Charmed Intuition Tarot, which of course it's literally in her name, which she's awesome. And yeah, I'm trying to think what else I would bring to the table. I mean, yet again, I'm really not sure of too much what I'm gonna do. Like, I'm definitely gonna do the pick a piles. I'm gonna try to maybe even do them on the full moon to see what's gonna come for you guys. But that's if I can. But yeah, I mean, I think that's most of what I can get out right now. I mean, also, because I just looked at it, I'm working on a tarot deck. Well, not a tarot deck, an oracle deck. That has different sayings. I can actually show you some of the cards. They're on index cards because obviously it's my first deck. Like, they're gonna include songs, they're gonna, not a lot of songs, but they're gonna include time, hopefully. I Can't Fight This Feeling Anymore, which that's a song. You're the only flame in this darkness. Dirty Little Secret. So, like, each of them have, like, their own little things, you know? And, of course, the art was made by yours truly, because I wanted to make it special somehow. And I did want to make it so that, like, you know, same-sex relationships, not same-sex, heterosexual is also in here. But I wanted to make sure there's definitely uniqueness in the decks. Or in the deck, I should say. But yeah, I mean, I think I'll probably end it here. I mean, we're at a freaking half hour. I didn't want it to be long. I mean, props to you if you stayed here this long with me. But there's gonna be more for the channel in the future. But for now, I do hope you enjoyed this video. It was a pleasure meeting all of you. And also, little thing, I already came up with the name for you guys because I came up with it on Instagram. You guys will be called my little dandelions. The way I see it is, like, you guys are like my little wishes. Like, you guys are all my supporters, and I completely love all of you. So thank you for supporting me. Thank you if you're new here, you know, like, subscribe. Tell me what you would like to see on my videos in the comments. But yeah, and I hope you guys have a wonderful day, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.